What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Keep It Raw podcast, where we talk about everything in its rawest and truest form. So, if you do not like the truth, this might not be the podcast for you. Hey. So, I know I was gone. I did not make no video last week, y'all. I was terribly sick, but I am back in good graces. So, today's topic, I want to talk about how much how much of a price are you willing to pay for your choices? I think this is a really interesting topic. And it's crazy because it's something that we don't think about a lot, but I think it's very, very important for us to pay attention to the things that we invest in and the choices that we choose to make that can make or break our entire lives. You know what I'm saying? I know that life itself is a journey. It's something that's not ever going to be perfected, but we can always strive for perfection if we would like to. Some people don't care to strive for perfection at all. You know what I'm saying? They just want to live a happy and healthy life. You know what I'm saying? And just enjoy the journey as it goes on, which is great as well. But I feel like the choices that we make, all of them have a price to pay. And I'm thinking about this because of my own life as well. Any choice that we have ever made literally had a price to pay, whether it was a good price or a bad price. As we're getting older, everything that we do and anything that we tend to put our hands in, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, work, friendships, relationships, business partnerships, you know what I'm saying, anything, I think that we should pay attention to the choices we make before we make them. Because once you make them choices, there is no turning back. We always say, oh my goodness, if I would have did this differently, then this would have been a different outcome. Every choice, and as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wow, no matter what choice I made, I decided to make in my own entire life. I always paid the price for it. And then it comes to mind, what comes to mind is, was it even worth paying that price for that choice? And a lot of stuff, a lot of choices that I make, I strategically make my choices. So I knew for a fact that's what I wanted to do before I made the choice. But within making your choices, sometimes there comes times where you have to decide, should I continue with this choice or do I need to withdraw this choice? And that's where the heaviest prices come. That's where the heaviest price is paid when it's time to make that choice. Should I continue this or should I end this? Do y'all ever notice that? Because even like in your relationships, whether it's your family, your lover, your siblings, business partnerships, anything, the biggest price you're going to pay is if the biggest price you're going to pay is when you decide to continue that or end it. Like, should I stay in this situation or should I pull out? Should I go ahead and go here or should I not? Or now that I've been there, should I stay there? So I think like as human beings, it's like rolling, it's like Russian roulette. Life is like Russian roulette. You never know what you're going to do when you choose to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Pull that trigger. You never know what's going to be the outcome until you go through it. So I say that to say, I know that in times life can be very hard to make the right or the wrong choice. We think that we're making the right choices, and sometimes they be the bad choices, and we can't beat ourselves up about it. I think that it's important to really sit down and pay attention to the things you're allowing in your soul, in your life, to be around you in your space. Because once you make that choice and then you decide to keep continuing with the choice that you're making, some of those choices have very, very high tickets. Very, very high tickets. It's like, dang, I traded my choice for a better outcome, of course. When we make choices, we're making a choice to hopefully get a better outcome. When we decide to continue something that we should have ended. And it doesn't matter what it is. When you decide, okay, I'm going to keep continuing to allow this to be in my space, in my life, it usually be a high ticket to pay if it's something that you should have let go like a season ago or 2 or 3 seasons ago. So I'm at the point in my life where my choices are very expensive. My choices are very expensive. And I will want other people to feel that same way, because no matter if you feel like it's not an expensive choice in that moment, it's so funny how the universe works. So funny how your spirits work together with the universe. And once you are ignoring the signs of having to cut something out of your life, it's amazing how the universe will tell you time and time again why you should have cut that out. It's either by signals that they try to tell you, it's either by your intuition, by your gut, by something that you're experiencing from a person, place, or thing that's telling you that it's time to let it go or to keep it. But if you keep something that you were supposed to let go a long time ago, it's always a high ticket to pay. In those moments, we'd be like, oh my goodness, I should have let this go a long time ago. And now I'm here and there's nothing I could do, because now that I made that choice to stick around, now I'm paying this high price when I could have just cut it off when I was supposed to, and it wouldn't have pinched me a little bit. That little price I would have had to pay at that moment when I realized that I was supposed to let it go, it wouldn't have stung as much as this high ticket price that I'm having to pay now that I have allowed it. Now that I have allowed it to stay past its season. And that it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. And that's when we usually are always regretting our choice. So, and then even though we shouldn't regret anything that we chose to do, I think a lot of people feel a lot of regret because they didn't stop something sooner than what they chose to do originally. It's just a human thing. It's just like a human trigger. Like, oh my goodness, if I would have just stopped this when at this X, Y, and Z, I wouldn't be in this position I'm in now. I wouldn't even be paying this high ticket price right now had I made my choice to just pull out when I knew I should have, because my gut, my instincts, the universe was telling me to, my spirits was telling me to. Like, you got all these resources, of information trying to protect you from, certain things. We all have it to be able to make the right choice. And that's why I think it's important to not be addicted to anything. I think it's very important not to be addicted to anything. Not to love something so much to where you make a choice to keep it instead of discarding it when you know it's unhealthy for you. So yeah, I just want to just touch bases on that, because I know it's hard to face the truth about a lot of things that we experience in life. A lot of people have experienced some disheartening things from choices they made, and they're beating themselves up about it. Instead, the only thing we can do is just look forward to the future and just be like, from now on, my choices are expensive. My choices are expensive. I don't know if I'm the first person to say that or if I just came up with that, but I feel like that's really how I feel in the bottom of my heart. My choices are expensive. They are so expensive to where I take my time and everything already. I've always taken my time and everything, but it's to the point where I'm even more patient because of the things I have experienced in my own life. I'm talking to myself as well. It's just, what I'm saying? I think somebody needs to hear this message that sometimes we just take it a little too far, trying to keep things around that should have been gone. That should have been gone a long time ago. Regardless of if you pay for it now, you're gonna pay for it later. So you might as well just go ahead and take what you can take right now. Take everything you got right now and just go ahead and walk away. If that's what your spirit is telling you to do, I feel like we should start following our instincts and our guts. I feel like we should, because usually my gut is never wrong. My gut is never wrong. I've never been wrong, honestly. I've always had a signal or a message telling me that something wasn't for me, or it's time to, hang that up, or that's not working out. What I'm saying? Let's try another route. But sometimes we could be stubborn or just don't want to let go of all the hard work we put into certain things like relationships. Maybe your business proposal is not working out, but you don't want to let it go completely because of all the hard work you put into it. But if you let it go, you can come back like 20 times stronger. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you stay in it, you can't learn anything by staying in something that's not supposed to continue. So you have to be able to understand that choice making is very essential to a healthy and happy life, a life to where You can learn from your choices that you made originally, and then from the point to where you had to say, okay, do I still want to do this, or is it time to cut it out? And then when you make that choice to cut it out because it's not working no more, or when you choose to keep it because it's still working, either way, you be like, okay, now I feel comfortable with my choice, because a lot of people do not be comfortable with their choices once they continue with a lot of things that they should have cut out. So yeah, y'all, I feel like I'm feeling that's like really heavy on my heart, because now as I'm getting older and maturing, I'm maturing daily, and I feel like a lot of people mature daily as well, in their thought processes and the things that they allow in their space, and the choices that we're making is like super essential as you get older. It's way more important than it would be when you're younger. When you're younger, you have room to, mess up and not be so hard on yourself. You don't have to be hard on yourself as you're getting older either, but choices become very important as you get older. So yes, my saying now in this time and where I'm at right now in my life is my choices are expensive. And it's very important and very vital for me to make the right choices. Even if something bad comes along the way, because we can't control what is not meant to be. We can't control what's not meant to be. We just have to let it go. And that's the message. Instead of trying to hold on to something that is dead, we have to literally be okay with letting it go, or we're going to pay a higher price than we would have paid had we just checked out when we were supposed to. It's easier said than done, but as human beings, I think we hold on to a lot of stuff. A lot of people make choices based on how they feel rather than what they know is right. So you're picking your feelings over your logic. And I think logically, it's very important to operate logically than inside of your feelings, because your feelings always lead you to some stuff that probably wasn't even true anyway. Because with your feelings, you start making up these imaginary sceneries of what things could be like, or how it could turn out when it's really not going to turn out like that. So it's just important to think more logically when you're making your choices instead of what's in your heart. Even though sometimes your heart, going with your heart, sometimes does work. It does. It could go either way, but in a lot of situations, people think how they feel emotionally than they do logically, and we pay a high ticket price for it. Some of the choices that you make could end your life as well. We should take it more seriously. I don't want to pay the price for something that I knew wasn't supposed to be prolonged in the first place. I knew it was supposed to be gone, so I'd rather get rid of it when it's supposed to be gone so I could live the life I'm supposed to live. A lot of people are not living the life they're supposed to live because they're not making the choice that they need to make. Because maybe they don't want to go through the pain. Maybe they don't want to let go of something they put their blood, sweat, and tears into. Like sometimes everything is not going to work out. Even if you put your everything into it, you just got to let it go. Make that choice to get over that hurdle, to live your best life. So yeah, chime in the comments with me and let me know how y'all feel about this topic. Let me know if you had to make some hard choices in your life this year, because I know this year was a roller coaster for me for sure, but it came with a lot of choices that I had to make. I had to make a lot of choices this year. So yeah, just let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Thank y'all for watching.